whenever that open deed, whenever there's an open deed sold to someone else, that deed is not permanent. It only lasts for a certain amount of time. And Leviticus 20, remember I read to you Leviticus 25:25 that shared with you about you could sell property if you came on hard times. But preceding that, in verse 8, gives us a little fuller meaning as to what we're talking about here. Leviticus 25:8. And you shall count 7 Sabbaths of years for yourself, 7 times 7 years. Okay? For all of you math whizzes in here, 7 times 7 years is how many years? 49 years. Y'all are a smart bunch. So, after 7 Sabbaths, something is going to happen. Let's see what happens. So, 49 years have been completed, so that means we're starting the 50th year. Let's see. 49. Verse 9. Then you shall cause the trumpet of Jubilee to sound on the 10th day of the 7th month. On the day of atonement, you shall make the trumpet to sound throughout all your land. And you shall consecrate concentrate. How about consecrate? Now, you can concentrate while you're consecrating. I've heard that before. You shall consecrate the 50th year and proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. By the way, do you know that phrase is what is carved on our Liberty Bell? Right here, Leviticus 25:10, to proclaim liberty throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It shall be a jubilee for you, and each of you shall return to his possession, and each of you shall return to his family. All right, do you see what's happening? When in 49, after 49 years, 7-year periods, 49 years. In the 7th month, on the Day of Atonement, as soon as that day started, at 6 p.m. in the evening, there was a trumpet sound, the shofar horn, the ram's horn that was sounded throughout the land. And there was great shouting and celebrating because everyone was free from debt. All debt was forgiven and reverted back to the owner. Now, how did you know who the owner was? Do you realize in 50 years, a lot can happen in 50 years? Land and possessions can be sold to many different people. Well, you can imagine that there would be people saying, well, no, that's my land. No, it's not. I had it before you. It's my land. No, stop. Let's go to the jar. Let's open up the jar. I did a twisty thing there. I don't think their jars were twisty jars. I don't think there were ball mason jars at that time. I think it was probably done some. So they pried the thing open. It sounded like a cork, didn't it? Okay. Well, I haven't been working on my sound, my sound effects in a while. So they opened the jar. Okay, they could have hit the thing. It don't matter. They opened the jar and they reached in there and they pulled out the sealed document. Now, that's the fact that it was sealed. We're not talking about the jar, although the jar did seal it. The document itself was sealed. It had a seal on it. And the only person that could open that up was a person who was claiming right to the land, that a kinsman of the person of the land. So they opened it up and went, yep, right here. It says it, Fred Smith. That's a good Hebrew name. Frederick Smith. It belonged to him. So it does go back to this family. Now that was the year of Jubilee. Land, possessions, people. You realize what could happen is you could get into debt, and to pay off your debt, you could sell your children to your creditor, to work off your debt? Now, when the year of Jubilee sounded, that debt was paid off. When the year of Jubilee sounded, it didn't matter who owned your land, it came back into your possession. What the kinsman redeemer did is he would buy back the land before the year of Jubilee. If you wanted the property back before the year of Jubilee, a kinsman redeemer could come and pay a high price and get the land back before the time of Jubilee.